Someone nearly ran me over. Usually I would say cut off. No, he didn't cut me off. I was on a moped and the guy nearly ran me over. And this is what spirituality really is. It's not wearing fancy necklaces and having like a certain hairstyle, using certain lingo. It's how do you respond to daily life, and the stuff that just happens on a daily basis. People may call you names, someone insults you, someone ignores you. Stuff happens. You have bills to pay, things fall to the floor. Last time I took my son to the grocery store, I just got eggs and he wrestled so much with me, I came home with 6 broken eggs. That's just, what do? I made an omelet, right? And that is what spirituality is. Responding to life. Not just reacting impulsively from your conditioning, but responding. And here's what I did. Now, and this is why spirituality is so important. Otherwise, you just react from your patterns, from your conditioning. And if you're anything like me, it's a terrible idea. Nothing ever good comes from reacting from your conditioning. Because when you're unconscious, you react with anger, with fear, with resentment. And it doesn't lead to anything good. So spirituality is being able to pause and to consciously choose your reaction. Because if we don't do that, we think we're choosing, but our conditioning is choosing for us. And again, being spiritual doesn't mean that your life is perfect, right? It's like today I argued with my wife, I broke all the eggs, someone nearly ran me over, all that kind of stuff that was just yesterday and today. It's just normal. Life isn't supposed to be perfect. Things are supposed to go wrong. And again, right and wrong is just a story in your mind. Life is simply unfolding. And being able to consciously respond to this, that is what this work is about. It's much more fun to live life consciously. So, this guy ran me over. Nearly, thank God. I was in my lane, and then suddenly I was in a moped, and suddenly it was like a car, like a Mercedes right next. I was like, what the heck? He was driving me off my lane. I was like, what the heck are you doing? Like, you just can't drive me off my lane. And he was like, and he came from behind. It wasn't like he was changing lanes and overlooked me. It was like almost on purpose. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Funnily enough, I didn't get too angry because I was so confused as to what he was trying to accomplish. And it was like, no, you're in the wrong lane. I wasn't. But even if I was in the wrong lane, you can't just run or drive someone off. That's not how it works. And in the past, I would have reacted with anger. But here's the thing. Someone cuts you off. That happens once. But are you using that as an excuse to cut yourself off from source, from your own happiness, from your own peace of mind? Because the cutting off, or nearly running over, happened once. But what we often do is we replay the story in our minds, the conversation, the incident, and we replay it, and have an emotional reaction to the story in our minds. So the incidents happen once, but our reaction happens multiple times. Sometimes it happens for weeks, months, years, decades. We are replaying injustices and things that we thought we were wronged. And we replay them in our minds. And this is one of the first lessons. To let an incident just be an incident. He cut you off. Okay, fine. But don't cut yourself off from your own peace and joy. He insulted you, fine, okay. But don't keep insulting and injuring yourself in your own mind over and over again. Because that's what, me included, that's what so many of us do. So I was like, okay, he cut me off, but I won't use that incident as an excuse to cut myself off from my joy and peace for the rest of the day. It happened once. I will not repeat it or artificially revive it in my head. It's the story of the monks carrying a lady over the river. Like she couldn't cross and they helped her, and then, the famous story goes, one of the monks was later on, you shouldn't have carried it, it's forbidden, we are not allowed to touch women. And he was like, well, I carried the woman over the river. You are still carrying her with you. What are you still carrying with you? Another very important point, and this is really important. Now, in your mind, what happens often is, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have cut me off. But he did. The should not have is a story in my mind. The fact that he did cut me off is a reality. So when you insist on a story in your mind that clashes with reality, you are arguing with reality. So should he have cut me off? Probably not. The laws of traffic and then could all be right. The whole world could agree with me. The judge and the police, everyone could agree with me. But the reality is, he cut me off. So if I say he shouldn't have cut me off, I'm arguing with reality. He should have cut me off. Why? Because he cut me off. Because that's what happened. Or nearly ran me over. But that's what happened. And if I argue with that, I'm arguing with reality. So you might have a story of what people should have done or shouldn't have done. That's fine, but that's a story. The reality is what they did. And everything else is insane. At the point I mentioned earlier, the whole world could agree with me. I could be very angry. And I could get people to agree with me. He wasn't the wrong. Good. But it doesn't matter if the whole world agreed with me. My anger still hurts me. And just because I'm justified in it, just even if the whole world agreed with me, it's still my anger. And my anger hurts me. If I think and feel negatively about someone, who is thinking it? Who is feeling it? I am. And who experiences the results and consequences of my thoughts and my feelings? Exactly, I do. So I'm injuring myself. And in fact, what I did is I blessed that person. I wished him love, joy, peace, and harmony. Why? Because he's a fellow human being on this adventure we call life. We're in the same boat. Maybe he had a tough day. Maybe he himself made a mistake and later realized. I don't know what was going on. Okay? But the fact is, we are all trying our best. We are all doing what we think is right in our view of the world. And everyone within their framework of how they see the world, they're doing the best they can. And making the best decisions from that worldview. So everyone is right in their world. Have you noticed that everyone is right? Even the person that you think is completely deluded and crazy and far off from reality, in his reality, he is right. Because that's how we see the world. And we can only act according to what we think and feel and know to be true about the world. It's just normal. So even if someone does something you don't agree with, he's probably doing it with conviction. He thinks he's right. So bless that person. Everyone, each of us is doing the best they can. I screw up. I make mistakes. But I do it just like everyone else. Because my intention, I think I'm doing the right thing. Later it turns out it might not have been. But all of us, we're doing the best we can. So bless those people that upset you, that hurt you. Even if you just do it for yourself. Don't let hatred or fear have a place in your heart. Have love and kindness towards all people. I don't know, it's something, and sometimes you won't be able to. But then have love and kindness for yourself that you were not able to do it. That's fine. That's normal. That's human. That's okay. Be kind with yourself and be kind with others. And if someone makes a mistake, forgive them. Bless them. And do the same for you. You also deserve your own love and compassion and kindness. Because ultimately, all of us, we're doing the best we can in a place we don't know how we showed up here on earth. And we don't know how life works. And we're all figuring it out as we go along. So yes, every person is your spiritual teacher. And especially those people that annoy you and upset you or cut you off or nearly run you over. You could say that shouldn't have happened, and these people shouldn't exist, and they shouldn't have a driver's license, he should shut his mouth, and he has no right to talk to me. You could say all these things, but fact is, it happened. And if it happened and you witnessed it and you're there, you can use it as an excuse to go unconscious. You know how unconscious sounds. Or you use it as an opportunity to awaken, to become aware of your own conditioning, to not respond with fighting fire with fire. He said something, I'm gonna say something. To go beyond your conditioning. Because every person is your spiritual teacher, and your entire family, especially your family. Because people can be annoying, upsetting, yes, but as long as someone annoys and upsets you, that's good. Because you're upsetting yourself, you're annoying yourself. They're just doing their thing, but we get upset about it. So they're teachers showing us our freedom. The person that cut me off is showing me freedom. He's showing me how to respond with kindness. He's giving me an option to go beyond my conditioning. He's giving me a chance to bless other people. He's giving me a chance to be more kind and more compassionate. He's giving me a chance to learn how to focus my thoughts and where to put my attention. There is a million things you can learn from this. Or you can be upset and angry. And that applies to every situation. What's a situation in your life that annoys you, that shouldn't be there? That if you see it as a teacher, if you see that situation as a teacher, what can it teach you? Why is it in your life? Have you ever had an annoying person in your life? Someone where you're like, God, why? That person is here for a reason. Now, don't get me wrong, doesn't mean you have to be best friends with them, hang out with them forever. Life is too beautiful and there's so many wonderful people out there. Spend your time with people that uplift you. But if there's someone annoying in your life, it's usually family, because you can't get rid of them that easily, and you have some kind of interaction with them usually. Or at work, how can that person be a teacher? Because they are, if you are willing to be a student. We are all each other's teachers. We are all learning together. We are all on the same path. Because if you don't do that, then life is one thing after another, one inconvenience, one problem, always something to solve, always something that bothers us, one thing after another, unless we become aware, unless we become conscious. Isn't it tiresome to be bothered all the time by people and circumstances? And you're gonna wait for them to sort out their act, because spoiler alert, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna wait for the whole world to awaken, or are you gonna awaken and stop being bothered by the world? Now, I know you will forget, because I sometimes forget. We all forget, but that's okay. Get my newsletter. It's not a newsletter, it's a letter from my soul to yours. Messages from life. It's a short message from life to you. Reminding you of this. Reminding you not just mindlessly react to life, not just to blame people, but to see it as a chance to grow and to be kind and compassionate to yourself when you aren't, or when they are not acting the way your story in your mind tells you how they should act, which they never do. No one acts like the story you have in your mind. They act the way they act. And then we get upset about that they don't act like the story, like they should have done. It's never gonna happen. And the sooner you realize, the more free you're going to become. Do yourself a favor and wake up to life. And we're all asleep sometimes. That's okay. Don't judge yourself. Don't blame yourself. And get my newsletter, for God's sakes. What are you doing? Get a reminder. Because who's gonna remind you to wake up? Because we all wake up in the morning and we think we're awake. We are not. We are now conditioning. Waking up to life is up to you. Blessings. And I hope you don't get run over in traffic.